Hello, it's Darryl again answering your questions on net zero, carbon neutrality, ESOS, SECR compliance, everything in that kind of vein. We've got, I believe, 2 questions in today, is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so double header. So let's see, what's the first question, Farah?
So this question actually came through from one of our clients, Colin.
Okay.
And to simplify his email, he's asking, do I need to report subsidiary energy use for both ESOS and SECR?
Okay, so the question is, do I need to report subsidiary energy use for both ESOS and SECR? Okay, so we've got 2 standards here in the UK, ESOS, okay, the Energy Saving Opportunity Scheme, and SECR, the Streamlined Energy and Carbon Reporting. They've got different qualification criteria, okay? So to start with down here, the qualification criteria are £36 million turnover, £18 million gross asset value on the balance sheet, and 250 staff, and you need 2 out of 3 of those to qualify. On ESOS, it's similar. It's 48 million turnover and 43 million of balance sheet assets. But there's a third one on ESOS that isn't on SECR, and this is the critical one. I'm going to do this in red. So look, the critical part is in ESOS, you say or, so those 2 together, you need both of those to qualify, or part of any group where, my writing's gone rubbish, one entity qualifies. And that's the critical one, this thing here. So what it says in ESOS is that if you've got a subsidiary undertaking, and it also works for sister companies, associated companies, and the definitions of those are quite tightly controlled. And if you need to know the definitions or you've got a query, ping it in and I'll do my best to answer it for you, or one of the team will. If you've got a subsidiary company, if any part of the group qualifies, including subsidiaries and sister companies or associated companies, then you must, everybody in the group, all organisations need to sort of submit or take part in an ESOS assessment. But that's not true for SECR. This clause here is not in here. And here, it's an entity by entity by entity. And if the entity qualifies, then you must include it. And if it doesn't qualify, then it's optional whether you actually put an SECR in report for that entity. Okay, so ESOS, everybody, the whole 9 yards, not SECR. SECR, it's on a case-by-case basis, and you need 2 out of those 3 qualification criteria. So they're very different. This covers a lot of companies. So when we deal with bigger groups, there's a lot of people in this they're caught by this last part here, and it often catches people out. There you go, Farah.
Yeah, that was a great answer.
You're just saying that. Come on, what else we got? What's the second question?
So the second question is, this one came through on our website. So the question is, do I need to comply with ESOS if I am a franchisee or a franchisor? Right.
Okay, so do I need to qualify, do I need to comply with ESOS, was this, or SECR?
ESOS.
ESOS. Do I need to comply with ESOS if I'm a franchisee or franchisor? Well, the key thing about franchisees and franchisors is you don't group them together for aggregation of turnover or balance sheet values or staff numbers, okay? So if you've got up here the franchisor, and down here you've got the franchisees, franchisee 1, franchisee 2, franchisee 3. What ESOS says is you don't group that together, all right? So imagine that you had 100 staff here, 100 staff here, 100 staff here, and 100 staff up in the franchisor, then no one in that organisation is required to comply with ESOS because you do not group things together. Okay, we work with one of my clients is a very famous extremely famous. I'm a big fan of I'm a big fan of their work. Pizza restaurant, and they often have structures like this. Maybe not 100 in each, but one of my sort of franchisor has got 24 franchisees underneath them, and whilst each one might have sort of typically 30, 40 staff, you do not group them together. But if any individual company qualified, so say for example franchisee 1 had 270 staff, and therefore over the 250 minimum criteria, this would have to submit an ESOS return, but you don't extend that to the entire group. So, and that's a special rule for franchisees and franchisors. So just because this one does, don't extend it to the rest of the organisation. Whereas I say in virtually every other case, you do extend it to the other organisation components. So there you go, special rules for franchisees, franchisors. They're quite good fun. And if you get any questions on that, about qualification or what you need to do or grouping, just let me know. And I say I'll do my best to help. So there you go. Farah, 2 questions.
Very informative.
Very informative, yeah. She's just saying that. So there you go. If you get any other questions, let me know. If you like these videos and you want to subscribe, hit the subscribe button and we'll sort of keep you informed about when new ones are sort of released. And questions, as I say, you can send them in at info@nistic.com, or, I assume, Farah, you're going to put all the contact details down below. Yeah, you will. Okay, lovely. There you go. Hope that was useful. See you next time.